Of course, this year it's a much shorter qualifying programme. Only 10 matches. Of course, Notts and Yorkshire, the first one was washed away as Root is in to the right-handed Nash, who's clumped it down the ground. Adam Live will field, and they'll only get one. I say Notts and Yorkshire were washed away on Thursday. I think most of the matches on that first night were washed away, apart from the Durham-Lancashire game. And then, lo and behold, since then in the south, they've had a couple of ties as well, which just bring you only 1 point as well. Might as well have been washed away. 2 of the first 10 matches were ties, which is a very high percentage. 91 for 2. More aeroplane activity overhead, as you can hear. Don't know if that's our friend Mr. Bielsa. 92 for 2. Nash 45. Duckett 32. Of course, there's been a little bit of cricket history with Tiger Moths going overhead. David Gower and Johnny Morris, right back on that England tour all those years ago. Here's Root to Bolton Nash on 45 down the leg side, clipped away. It was a low full toss, and Nash gets a single. I think the aeroplane's gone, so we'll put the effects back.
He has been on been known to do a spying mission in the Midlands.
He has indeed, yes. I'm not sure Notts Outlaws footballing prowess would attract Mr. Bielsa. Root round the wicket to Duckett, drops it gently onto the leg side, but they'll only get the 1. Duckett onto 33 from 25, Nash 46 from 27. Partnership of, sorry, I know it's a load of numbers I'm throwing at you here, but Nash and Duckett have put 78 on from exactly 50 balls, and that's just what was required as Root bowls to Chris Nash. Now, if that goes for 4, it will be his half-century. Adam Live stops it, and they get back for 2. It was, well, a shell in one way and a bob the other, but Live got there. 96 for 2. Nash is on 48. Partnership of 80. Root bowls again to Nash. Low full toss, clipped away. Square on the leg side for a single. So he'll keep strike. And at the halfway stage, Notts Outlaws are 97 for 2. And I've got written down here at the halfway stage, Yorkshire Vikings were 96 for 2. 1 run in it.
Yep. Couldn't be much closer, could it? And this partnership very, very valuable in terms of how Nottinghamshire are going about this chase. It can all change with a wicket or maybe 2 quite quickly. And then somebody else is going to have to come in and continue the momentum from fresh. But at the moment, Yorkshire searching for wickets. That was at least a holding over, if you like, from Joe Root. Went for 7, having seen overs go for 19 and 14 in the previous 2. So managing to pull it back round a little. And parity in the match pretty much. Jordan Thompson is back into the attack to bowl over number 11 then from the pavilion end. 1 over for 11 for him so far. He'd like to keep this one down in single figures, I'm sure. And he's got 3 men set back on the leg side, but Josh Poyton, fine leg, is inside the circle. He's got a sweeper on the offside, not brought into play here. One of the leg side boundary outriders. And 50 runs to Chris Nash then from 30 delivery. It's been an excellent knock. 39 minutes, including 5 4s and 2 6s. And it has got the Outlaws very much back on track after an ordinary start with the loss of Alex Hales for 4 when the score was on 5 and Joe Clark for 6 when the score was on 16, as Brace said in those first 11 deliveries of this reply to Yorkshire's 190 all out. Duckett on strike. Thompson coming round the wicket to him. Short ball. And just eased out into the covers where Matthew Fisher will field. And they concede just the 1. Good stuff from Chris Nash, though.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed.
Played with control out there in the middle, hasn't he? He looked pretty comfortable. And he's a real good striker as well. 50 from 30.
Couldn't get in last year, then they brought him in for the quarter-final and he got the Man of Match award.
Thompson in again, goes full and flicked out to mid-wicket. Again, happy to settle for a single on this occasion. This was pretty much the way of things when Yorkshire were batting as well.
100 up.
And 100 on the board in 10.3. Yorkshire 10.4. So again, Just shows you how tight this one could be. Jordan Thompson round the wicket. Again, Yorker this time. Dug out nicely by Duckett up to long off, where Root comes in and fields. They get a single.
And again, it's the age-old thing, isn't it? In this position, neck and neck halfway, would you rather have runs on the board, or would you rather be chasing and know what you're chasing? And the captains down the years, some want the safety of the runs on the board, and others like to know what they're going for. This really is 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
2 wickets, and it's decisively Yorkshire's game.
Thompson in. Big appeal for LBW. It looked pretty close and he's gone. That is the end of Chris Nash then. LBW to Jordan Thompson for 51. A big wicket for Yorkshire in the context of this game. 41 minutes and 32 deliveries in the end for Chris Nash. And an excellent knock in the context of the contest. But he's got to go, and that's going to just change things slightly now, you feel?
It looked out. I must admit it looked out. Yeah, I was just saying it can turn in a nutshell. Still players to come. Still some very capable, very proven players. Here's one of them. The Outlaws captain, Dan Christian, who it's a mean ball, and there's still 1 or 2 others. Tom Moore, Stephen Mullaney, Samit Patel. Not sure what order they'll come in, but that's a big blow. Losing Chris Nash then, 51 from 32 balls. That's a very decent effort, but it was full and straight. Nash going across his stumps, trying to clip it away on the leg side, and I fancy it hit him on the boot, or the outstep rather than the instep, as he moved across his sticks, and it did look to be fairly plumb.
Yep, and so 1 left in the 11th over. It's bound to just check your momentum to some extent, although Ben Duckett's still going well out there, 35 off 27, and as you say, Dan Christian can certainly strike a good ball if he gets to see 1 or 2, and that's the thing now, because that was such a good partnership. Certainly no question of any element of panic out here for the Outlaws by any stretch of the imagination. He's waiting for this one. He's going to get 4 first ball, because Jordan Thompson misdirects that one, and he's disgusted with himself as well. Just slanting it across down the leg side, and just helped it on its way, did Dan Christian. So 4 to him. End of the 11th over. Yorkshire struck, but still not a bad over for Notts. They made 8 runs from it. They're 105 for 3. Yes, Yorkshire 105 for 2 at the same stage.
Yeah. 85 was put on there between Duckett and Nash. 9 overs, so what's that, 54 balls essentially. 85 in 54. Adam Lythe's going to come back. Howard in Argentina, accusing Dave of putting the mockers on Nash. Yeah, me again. 105 for 3. Here's Lythe, 1 over 1 for 7 to the Whitby Warrior, as Duckett punches this out as far as Kohler Cadmore. Hales made 4, Clark made 6, Nash just out for 51. Lythe getting the wicket of Alex Hales. He bowls now to Duckett down the leg side. They're asking, they're pleading, they're imploring Ian Rabbit, the umpire, to give a leg side catch. If he didn't hit it, is it not a leg side wide? Or is the umpire perhaps suggesting it push something else?
Yeah,
but
I suggest so.
It's not going to get a leg side wide. 105 for 3. Those of you watching the live stream may have a view on that. Duckett down on one knee, sweeps it away behind square. He's run quickly. Dan Christian not so quick, because he wants the strike, clearly. Just 1 taken. Earlier in the afternoon, Yorkshire making exactly 190. They were bowled out, the final ball of the 20th over, and that wicket gave Lou Fletcher 5 in the innings. He might have got all 5 in his last 2 overs. 190 then for Yorkshire, with 65 for Joe Root, 53 for Adam Lythe, 39 for Harry Brook, the leading contributors. Jake Ball got 3 wickets as well for Notts, so they did the job between them pretty much. 106 for 3 as Christian hit outside the line. You're not going to get that one, Adam. Christian moving way across his stumps outside the off peg, trying to whip it away to leg. one anywhere on the leg side. Christian doesn't usually deal in ones, except right at the start of his innings, and he's gone for an expansive mow here outside the off stump and gets nothing on it. Seemingly innocuous. Adam Live, every time he comes to Trent Bridge, seems to do something with the ball, and he got a 5 for here last year. 106 for 3. Christian this time does clip it to mid-wicket. Root will field and keep them to 1, I'm sure. 107 for 3. Breaks are on. 107 for 3 after 12.
Good over from Adam Live this time. 1 for 9 off his 2. Just looking at the Yorkshire, because things were happening so thick and fast during the late period of Yorkshire's innings, they lost 6 wickets in the last 2 overs and 4 balls of their innings. So if nothing else, not just momentum there, Brace, but also 6 deliveries that didn't go for runs.
Yeah.
And when you think about, there was a boundary that dropped whatever, a couple of metres short of going for 6, and those sort of things all add up to that 200 and a little bit that they might have got. Maybe another 15 runs, something like that, possibly 20. Will that prove vital come the end? We'll see. 107 for 3 after 12 then. Josh Poisden back into the attack, this time switching to the pavilion end. It's a full toss first ball. Christian might have put that one over the U Energy stand, but chose to play it with control and picks up a single to Fisher at backward square leg.
See, Nick Corky wasn't sure. He was waving his right arm up and down to get the attention of Ian Ramage. Just wondering, was it above waist height? Was it? And the square leg umpire said no, and I think that was probably the right call. Christian certainly was disappointed to miss out.
So Duckett on strike. George Hill just gets moved slightly finer at third man. There's a man at backward point on the boundary edge. Looks like Harry Brook. As this next delivery is pulled by Ben Duckett in front of square, and he's going to pick up 4 into the shortest boundary on the field. Of course, left-hander and leg spinner. It's a good combination for Ben Duckett with a short boundary on that side of the field. And they'd want to keep Dan Christian probably on strike. It's a tough call between this pair, to be fair, because the ball can disappear to all parts, can't it?
I think Duckett's not seen much of the strike lately. Chris Nash had a long run of seeing most of the bowling, and Duckett, it's a while since he hit a boundary.
So 112 for 3. Duckett now on to 40 from 31. What can Poisden produce here? He goes fuller. That's a better delivery. Still helped on its way in the same direction, but they're going to get back for 2 this time rather than 4. Christian has to get the hurry on. Pillen's doing the fielding. 42 now, Ben Duckett, 114 for 4. Yorkshire, by the way, had finished the 12th over on 116 for 2, so not still just at the moment behind. Long way to go still. Poised in. That's going to go for a maximum, surely, into the Smith-Cooper stand. Yeah, Adam Lythe it was making his way around the boundary, but then started to watch it as it continued skyward beyond his head, and Poisden has been pulled by Duckett for 6. 48 now, Ben Duckett from 33. Knots 120 for 3.
You went early. You said it was 6 as it left the bat. I wasn't so sure there. I just wondered if it got under that a little bit. There was a fielder on the rope initially interested, and then obviously quickly turned to face the seating to see where it landed.
2 to come in the over. Another expensive one. Poisden's gone for 27 off 10 balls here, and he's been pulled by Duckett for 4 more, piercing the gap between mid-wicket and deep backward square leg. Excellent stuff from Ben Duckett, who's made it to 50 from 34 deliveries, 4 fours and 2 sixes at a strike rate of a 152.94. Plenty of momentum in that 42 minutes he's been out there, even during periods when he's not seen the ball too often, as Brace says.
17 off this over, and there's still a ball to come. Most expensive of the match, is it? Must be up there. Did we have a 19?
An 18 in the Yorkshire, I think it was. As Duckett pulls this next one to mid-wicket for a single to complete the 13th over. 2 overs for 32 for Josh Poisden, 125 for 3 knots, and they're still just behind where Yorkshire were at the same stage, but only just by 3 runs.
Yeah, they needed a big over somewhere along the line, and that's, as Jonathan says, got them back on track here at Trent Bridge. Cloudy Trent Bridge, but very much enjoying the cricket. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, the live stream, the commentary coming out to you via the BBC Sport website as always. Glad to have you with us. Just a shame you can't literally be with us here inside the ground, because this is a game that generally produces fireworks when these two meet here. One or two of the Notts lads have said last year's produced one of the best atmospheres inside Trent Bridge they can remember. Here's George Hill, new bowler, into the attack. His first ball clipped away behind square by Duckett, who comes tearing down to this end, but he'd already had the shout of no, or one will do, or I'm on strike cobber, or whatever it was from Dan Christian, who wasn't interested in coming back for a second.
Do they still say that? Cobber. Isn't it all mate?
126 for 3.
We'll take the strike, mate.
The gold shirts of Notts Outlaws are batting, the yellow with the blue piping of Yorkshire. George Hill bowls. Christian's heading for 6. Wow. Pick up on the leg side, and the poor old seat that took the brunt of that in the Smith Cooper stand is still reverberating to and fro as the ball clattered into it. Clean pick up and swiftly deposited over the ropes by Dan Christian, who's on 12 from 6, 132 for 3.
Tom Kohler-Cadmore gets the ball checked by umpire Ian Ramage, and he says, no, get on with it.
4 balls left in the over. Hill to Christian, stands menacingly and clubs it down the ground. He'll only get a single. Is it that too well? And Adam Lyth, one of the very best fielders in this format, not just in the Yorkshire side, but around the country. 133 for 3. Duckett is on 54. Hill round the wicket, balls to the left-hander. Drops it on the leg side. Played one T20 international for England, Ben Duckett, last year against Pakistan down at Cardiff. That as a Notts player. His previous England appearances came in the longer formats when he was with Northants. There's Hill bowling to Christian. Full toss, 4 runs. Now then, I think it's okay. The umpires aren't getting too excited. It was just below the waist in their opinion. That's probably right. But he didn't miss out on that, did he? A free hit almost.
Yeah, poor delivery. It was middle and leg, maybe something like that, and just whipped away. Plenty of bottom hand from Dan Christian, flat and into the boundary.
To complete his first over. Oh, he's got that one right up there, and claiming a catch. You're not going to have that. Kind of one bounce, one hand, one bounce. End of the over, 138 for 3. Are they still appealing? Are they going to get the umpires to confer about it? Don't think so. It didn't look... No. Just looked a bump ball to me, but there we go. End of the over, 138 for 3 after 14. So 13 came from the over. And George Hill... I guess he'll be wondering if he's going to get another one, and if he is, it's going to be right at the heart of the action here, because we've got 6 overs left and Notts need 53.
Yeah, and Yorkshire have just got the issue now of who can they trust here to bowl them. They need a couple of particularly tight overs. Joe Root's got 1 left. Matthew Fisher would probably be your go-to man in that respect. He's got 2 left. Adam Lyth still has 2, I think, as well. Matt Pillans and Josh Poysden today both leaking runs. Jordan Thompson is back on, and he's not done badly. He's got a wicket, 2 overs for 19 with that 1 wicket so far. He's going to bowl this, the 14th over then, from the pavilion end. Left-handed Ben Duckett, 55 not out on strike. It's a good start from Jordan Thompson. It was just held back. Full-length delivery, and Duckett could do no more than play it straight back down the pitch to the bowler.
15th over, I don't know.
That's a 14th.
Yeah,
my apologies.
there are people scoring and doing whatever on our commentary, which must be extremely difficult to do at home.
Thompson round the wicket again. Duckett tries the reverse sweep and got it. If he did get something on it, it was very fine because it went straight through to Johnny Tattersall. So 2 dots in a row. Calling for a couple of tight overs. That's a useful start.
Yep.
Men dispatched all over the place. Boundary outriders at deep backward square, mid-wicket, long on, long off. And on the cover boundary as well, as Thompson's in again. It's full and Duckett turns it to leg. Pillen's in off that mid-wicket boundary to keep them to 1. So .1.
Yeah, great start to the over for Yorkshire and for Jordan Thompson.
And again, just to give you an idea, at the end of this over in their innings, Yorkshire were 143 for 2, so still a very even contest. Dan Christian, though, he's hit the ball well so far. 17 off 9 and he's paddled this one round. Lovely shot, just fine, and going to get 4 despite the despairing dive of Josh Poised, and the ball was always tempting him on, but always just winning the race. So Jordan Thompson concedes his first boundary of this over. That was excellent enterprise and execution from Dan Christian.
Just gets the over back on track as well. That's 5 from 4 balls now.
So 2 to come, and they've got to that 143 mark that Yorkshire were at the end of the corresponding over with a couple of balls in hand. One of those again from a Vikings perspective here. A wicket would do very nicely. The partnership already worth 42. Thompson over the wicket then to the right-handed Christian, who lofts this, and a wicket could be coming here. Surely it is, and it's taken by Harry Brook at mid-wicket. Just chipped it in the air down Christian. Jordan Thompson going a little bit fuller, roundabout leg stump, and gets his man. Christian gone for 21. Caught Brook, bowled Thompson. And the Outlaws 143 for 4. 1 ball from the end of the 15th over.
Yeah, just when you think perhaps one side is just getting the advantage, then it just tilts again. Notts were just ahead of where Yorkshire were. They were 15 or 16 runs of where Duckworth Lewis said they should be. And then Dan Christian, who can hit a ball so cleanly, just lofted one up, miscued it slightly out onto the leg side, and Harry Brook took the catch. So this is the 15th over, so there are 5 to go after this one. Adam Lythe's bowled 2, Matt Fisher's bowled 2, Joe Root 3, Thompson will have bowled his 3rd when he's finished this one, Pillens has had 2, Poisden has had 2, and Hill has had 1. So Cola Cadmore's got plenty of choices. Harry Brook bowled yesterday as well, you said. We've not seen him, so it can pretty much go in which direction he wants, Cola Cadmore, but whatever call he makes, he's got to get the right one, hasn't he? Sure, yeah. Fisher will have 2 of the remaining 5.
You would very much think so. Jordan Thompson and then to Duckett, because they cross. He's 56 not out, make that 57. He helps this one on its way to Pillens at deep backward square. But a good over from Jordan Thompson, wicket in it. 3 overs now for 25 for him, so conceded just the 6 in the over. And Nottinghamshire with 5 overs remaining, 144 for 4 are just the one in front.
2 lefties out there now. Tom Moores is the new batsman, playing his 45th T20 game for Notts. Gone ahead of Paul Franks, another left-hander of recent vintage. He played 44 T20 games for Notts. 144 for 4. Adam Lythe, 2 overs, 1 for 9. Terrific figures. Normally a little bit of a gamble, I guess, to bring a spinner on this stage of the innings, but not somebody who's been around as long as Adam Lythe. Playing his 19th match for Yorkshire against Notts. This one's swept away behind square by Duckett, gets his 58th run. Is this my over or yours?
It's yours.
Thank you.
After which I'm going to disappear anyway to do my my final update.
145 for 4. So Tom Moores taking guard from umpire Ramage. Came in just before the end on Saturday, but only made 2. Up at Durham. Sort of an impact can he make this afternoon? Oh, pushes his first delivery back to Adam Lythe. Don't want too many of those.
Good memories of the red ball game between the two here, Tom Moores.
Yeah, got a century, of course, against the White Rose. 145 for 2. Live bowls worked onto the leg side. He's away. He's up and running, literally running. No, they're not going to come back for 2.
That's a great piece of work, you've got to say, about Adam Live. He's made 50 metres to get across to that ball to prevent the second run.
Yeah, this is the bowler working hard off his own bowling. Protects his own figures, protects his side's figures as well. 146 for 4. Snooker maximums up there. 147 on the board. There's Live. 2 balls left in the 16th. Right arm off spinner bowls, and then fields well off his own bowling again to deny Tom Moores.
Looked like he was in the Olympic gymnastics, the way he went after it for a second grab.
Just a great example to the younger guys of commitment, the sort of commitment that's needed. Just throw yourselves about. Stop the ball at all costs. Final ball of the over. Tom Moores, just a single, drives this handsomely. Probably will get 2 here, and he will. It's returned by George Hill. Couple to Tom Moores. 149 for 4. So only 5 from that over. Adam Live 3 overs, 1 for 14. Undoubtedly he'll get another one. That's good stuff from Adam Live. 149 for 4. There are 4 overs left. Notts need 42 to win. Here on BBC Radio Nottingham. BBC leads all the Yorkshire stations. 42 from 4 overs. Of course, Yorkshire just had a little bit of a wobble at the back end, as Jonathan was saying. Lost 6 wickets in the final 2.4 overs. Weren't exactly full of runs either, those last couple of overs. Maybe that's where Notts can just get up and shade it. But they've work to do here. At the same stage, Yorkshire were 4 runs better off. Matt Fisher to bowl the 17th, his 3rd over. Duckett's on strike on 59. Fisher to bowl. It's a low full toss, and it's gone for 4. Start to the over for Ben Duckett. Low full toss from Fisher, trying to get it up there in the block hole, but Duckett, short of stature, able just to manipulate it away. Very wristy player, got it on the full and away on the leg side. Duckett onto 63, 153 for 4. Notts are effectively a ball behind where Yorkshire were. Yorkshire got 153 after 16 overs. Notts have got there after 16.1. The music continues to play. Now it's stopped. A little bit of traffic noise outside the ground. Otherwise, nice and still as Fisher bowls again to Duckett. Another lowish full toss, but this time he's hit it straight to the fielder at long off. That's Adam Live. Long on, I beg your pardon. 154 for 4. Word between the 2 batsmen there, the two lefties having a chat. Where will Notts go next? Stephen Mullaney or Samit Patel? Luke Fletcher, Matt Carter, Jake Ball, if required. Luke Fletcher with a 5 for earlier today with the ball. On 54 for 4. Well, eventually we're ready. There's lots of chatting going on out there about the field placings and everything. Moores is on strike on 3.